12 Commissioner Brett Yormark speaks at the Big 12 Media Days. Welcome to episode 265 of College Football's Peek Around the Corner with your host, Greg Pflugar. We cover everything in college football because we love everything in college football. And if you do as well, please subscribe to our ever-growing channel. Smash that like button if you like our content. Share the video with your family and friends. We're going to be going through the bullet points of what Brett Yormark said in his speech, and also with questions and answer period time with Brett Yormark. We're going to be going through all that. One, the first thing he said, was there much to celebrate? There was much to celebrate what the Big 12 has accomplished. On-field success, TCU's epic historic run to the College Football National Championship game. 8 of the 10 Big 12 teams made it to a bowl game. 70% of the men's basketball teams made it to the dance. 60% of the women's basketball teams in the conference made it to the dance last year. Brett Yormark, once again, the Big 12 men's basketball conference is the best basketball conference in the nation. Nobody can doubt him at this time. Last year there was 4 Big 12 teams that won national championships, 23 individual national championships from the Big 12 student athletes. Year 2, Brett Yormark's going into year 2, and he says, up on that stage, he says, I still have a lot to learn. He's leaning on his mentor, Bob Bowlesby, the prior Big 12 commissioner. Brett Yormark says that they're setting up a Bob Bowlesby Award for the best female and male athlete in the Big 12 that represents leadership and values. And the winners of this last year, for the first time ever, the Bob Bowlesby Award was Ashley Jones, Iowa State Cyclones women's basketball player, and Max Duggan, the football quarterback of the TCU Horned Frogs. Brett Yormark says lots of momentum has been created thus far. And he went through a long list. One of them is the pro day with the NFL marketing it, branding it, putting it out there. Pro day, Big 12, everybody, all the student athletes, the football players going together in one place, Frisco, Texas, to be in a big pro day. Number 2 thing he said was the Big 12, Mexico and the Big 12. Big 12 is going to be having some basketball games, some soccer games in the future. Some going to be played in the country of Mexico. The Big 12 has reconnected with the Big 12 fan base. Brett Yormark went on to say the Big 12 fans are the number 1, the number 2 of all the conferences when it comes to Twitter followers and Instagram followers. Brett Yormark went on to say that the Big 12 will continue to live on the corner of culture, business, and sports. He has said that before. He said it again here at the Big 12 Media Days. He also made an announcement, Brett Yormark, that the Big 12 has extended the contract for the Big 12 championship game to be played at AT&T Stadium all the way out into 2030. Brett Yormark also played the brand refresh video, not once, but twice, that hyped up everybody, brand refresh video. And he also talked about a new logo. The Big 12 is going to have a new logo launch in 2024. He also said for the halftime show, for the Big 12 championship, for the first time ever with ABC partnership, they're going to be showing the 2 bands of the 2 schools playing in the championship game. Also, there's going to be a major music artists that are going to be singing during that halftime show. That announcement is coming up later, and who that's going to be. Also, for the very first time, there's going to be a Hispanic broadcast of the Big 12 championship game here in 2023. Brett Yormark continued to say the conference is going to be younger, hipper, and cooler. His goal is to connect with the Gen Z demographics. Also, he said they're going to be announcing a data deal with these sports books, right? Where they're going to give their real-time Big 12 data during these football games, basketball games, to the sports books for them to use for their consumers. Brett Yormark at Big 12 is going to make lots of cash when it comes to that deal. That's going to be announced pretty soon, he said. He also was asked about expansion, of course. And he said when he talked about last year that the Big 12 was open for business, he wasn't just talking about expansion. He was more or less talking about they're open for business, for future revenue growth, branding growth, culture growth. It was much, much bigger than expansion. But expansion, of course, is on the minds of many. And Brett Yormark said twice, he said during this setting, he said that they have a plan. They have a plan. It's all set up, ready to go, and they hope to execute it sooner rather than later. Put down your comments in the comment section below the video. Let me know what you think, what Brett Yormark meant when he said sooner rather than later. They hope to execute their plan. He was also asked, would a non-Power 5 school be a possibility for Big 12 expansion? And Brett Yormark says if they create value and aligned good with the goals and values of the conference, that's the conversation we're going to have. And they've been having that conversation. And I think it's mostly centered around the possibility of UConn being a Big 12 expansion candidate. We've talked about this at Peek Around the Corner for months. There's legit interest in UConn from the Big 12. And lastly, Brett Yormark talked about the strength in numbers is important. So getting back to 14 schools, yes, it's important, but they're not chasing a number. Whatever they can get to create value for the conference, they will consider doing. If not, they're perfectly fine with the 12 schools they have going forward after Oklahoma and Texas leave the conference. And they're going to be doing probably, highly likely, Thursday and Friday night games when the new media contract starts up here in 2024, 2025. Brett Yormark, he said a lot today. He's not camera shy. He doesn't mind answering questions. They got a lot done here in the last year, the Big 12. We at Peek Around the Corner, we used to call the Big 12 the horse and buggy conference. No longer. Those days are gone. The Big 12 is forward thinking. They're getting a lot done, and they have lots of plans, including expansion plans that Brett Yormark would rather execute sooner rather than later. We see what happens here in the next couple of weeks during the Pac-12 media days when Colorado, Arizona, at some point, they got to make a decision, stick or go, depending on what that Pac-12 media deal looks like, because that's always has been the story during this saga. Thanks for sticking with us here at Peek Around the Corner, Big 12 Media Days. Brett Yormark, he's pretty open, isn't he? Pretty open and transparent on where the Big 12 is heading. Until next time, from all of us at PATC to all of you, please, you all take great care of each other. Thank you so very much.